and Dave McMenamin have reported that 11-year-old LeBron James Jr. already has scholarship offers from Kentucky and Duke. Coach Cal, why the early offer to LeBron's son?
I offered Bronny probably when he was 2 years old. Why? And because they're friends, they're family. I mean, I think I offered Rip Hamilton's son. Kerry Kittles is sending me his son's pictures across and over. And most of those kids, I'm not coaching by that time. And if I am, they better be one and done because it'll be like year to year. So, but I do that. Look, I'm taking my own son. I have kids on my team from players, from family, friends. I'll do that. I have no problem with that. So.
But I'm not going to get on you about it because obviously it seems to be a family thing, a connection thing. You get along. My issue is not necessarily with you. My issue is with kids being targeted at an early age like that.
Tell me why we can't do it at Kentucky.
I'm not saying you can't.
Tell me why we cannot.
What do you mean? I don't understand.
I have to recruit 5, 6 new guys every year. I don't.
Do they have to be 11 years old?
I'm not recruiting Bronny.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
He's got a scholarship.
I'm not talking about you. I'm talking about those who do that.
I don't think there are coaches that do that. We are different. In other words, there's some schools that'll say we have no scholarships for next year, or we're good for the next 2 years. I can't say that. We got to stay on that next class until we sign those 4 or 5 guys, and we may touch a little bit of the next class, and I may take a glance at some young kids. We don't have time. Our whole thing and the way we do this. Well, so-and-so's offered 30 scholarships to sophomores. Well, first of all, you're only going to be able to take 1 or 2 or 3 if you're normal school, and you've offered 30. The second thing is, we don't know who's going to bounce out of this and grow and get better, and that's the guy we take. So it's almost better for the kids if it's like we take a little longer.
I guess what I'm saying is, if a kid is 11 years old, and John Calipari, one of the elite coaches in the history of basketball, who is incredibly renowned, well known, that brings an 11-year-old kid into the spotlight.
Let me just say this. Well, I don't know how it got in the spotlight, but what happens when my friends have sons and they're born, I sign a scholarship paper and I send it to them. And this is for your son, and they get that. And the second thing is, if Bronny asked his dad about me, I hope he would say he's family. That guy's family. We're good. So, look, like I said, a long run for me, you know, at my age, I'm 42, right? A little bit older.
I know you are. Well, go ahead. I'm letting you slide. I'm letting you slide on that. All right. You look young enough. It's all right. It's okay.
Never looked
it's okay.
Like. Steven is actually feeling a little nervous right now.
Yeah, but this thing here for me, again, you know, if I get a chance to bring joy to Kerry Kittle's son, I'm watching him do ball handling stuff, send him a scholarship. And you know what? You and I know if the players that know me, their sons are good enough, where do they want them to go and play?
I understand.
So I don't have to do that.
Well, let me be very clear. I'm not talking about John Calipari literally. I understand where you're coming from. If you've cultivated relationships and you have these friendships to the point where guys are like family, and I know you're telling the truth because I know how a lot of these players feel about you, and that's what you do. That's not where I'm going. I'm speaking against the coach. I understand.
There's no one recruiting 11.
I understand that. I'm speaking against a coach who would have no relationship with a kid, but spots an 11 or a 12-year-old and is trying to get that's all I'm saying.
Yeah,
because that's the way it comes across. When it gets out in the media, that's the way it comes across. And that's what I'm speaking against.
There's no, well, Duke has a relationship with LeBron, played on Team USA.
That's right.
So I would imagine that's why, or especially if they heard I had done it, maybe they had then done it. But I don't, look, if there's a coach coaching or looking at 9th graders, that would even surprise me. Now, they may watch them play in an AAU event, but when they become a sophomore, you then start saying, wait a minute, maybe we see somebody. And there's been a couple occasions where I saw a 9th grader that was going to be a 10th grader, and I said, I don't even care. That kid's going to be good enough, even if he only gets a little bit better. And there have been a couple of those that I've said, hey, man, we probably need to offer. My staff gets mad if I offer young guys, and the reason is you haven't offered the guys we're trying to get in this class yet, but you're offering some juniors. Don't do that. Stay away from it. If a kid really
and do you listen to your assistant coaches? Because I don't think you
don't listen to anybody, and I do more than you do. But I would tell you that they're usually right, and if a kid really wants Kentucky, like if you want to go to the first school that writes you, and that's why you'd pick a school, or you want to go to a school that calls you the most. You know what I tell a kid? I'm in my mid-50s. How old are you? 17. What are we going to talk about 4 days a week? We're going to talk about your girlfriend. What are we going to talk about?
With you, I'm sure you'll figure out something.
No. I'm not on the phone like that.
I'm not
want
talking
this
about
to
that.
be
I'm talking about if they came to your program. That's what I'm saying.
Well,
you'll have them in your office lecturing them a lot.
Not lecturing, but I do, and I stay social media wise. I stay with them that way so they all can.
Yeah.
You know, and I do. The social media cannot, Molly, get in the way of individual meetings, or you lose them. The individual meeting, they got to know that you're touching them, that you let them know you love them, that I'm here for you, and I don't agree with what you're doing, and here's why, and it's going to change. And I'm not going to ever do that on the internet, but I do use social media.
Well, your time is up. I'm the boss of First Take. It's time for you to go. I'm happy that you're here.
I need the Twitter followers to let us know who won. Did he get beat down?
Please.
Did he get beat down?
Stop the nonsense. By the way, I do have a beef. I do have a beef. I do have a beef with you on national television. You and I go back over 20 years.
Yeah.
How in the hell have I never been invited to sit courtside at a Kentucky game? I mean, where's the loyalty? Where's the loyalty to me?
You are always welcome. You work all the time. You're working.
You just walk in the building.
I'm coming to a game this year.
Do it.
I'm coming to a game this year.
I may even let you do the why. I'll let you. Oh no! Now the Kentucky fans are going to know that you said stuff about John Wall, and you.
I love John Wall.
What were you? Oh, it was Skip. It was Skip.
No.
Who was it?
But no. I did say John Wall. John Wall was not a top 5 point guard. I did say that. Not yet. It's not a mistake. He's crazy. He's on the verge of greatness, but he's got some stuff to do.
It's such an honor having you. Thank you so much
Molly,
for being here. We truly appreciate you. When we come back, NBA, maybe the biggest free agent on the market this summer is Kevin Durant. Several teams are interested in the former MVP, including the 73-win Warriors. Another potential free agent is LeBron James, who could opt out of his deal with the Cavs, but King James has said that he intends to remain in Cleveland next season. So assuming LeBron stays with the Cavs, I want to start with you, Will. Where should Durant play next season?
Oklahoma City, without a doubt. And LeBron gave him the perfect reason why. LeBron showed him over the past week where his rightful home is, where he should win, or at least attempt to win, his NBA championship. And that is Oklahoma City. Because not all championships, Stephen A., have the same value. Not all belts are worth the same. And LeBron James winning a title in Cleveland is easily worth 2 in Miami. Maybe more, maybe 3, maybe 4. 1 championship in Cleveland, I would suggest, means more to LeBron. Definitely means more to the city of Cleveland than the city of Miami. They're just simply not all the same. And there's 2 reasons for that. Relationships and ease of championship. LeBron, of course, we know has a long-term relationship with Northeast Ohio. At this point, Kevin Durant has a long relationship with Oklahoma City. Not to the same depth of LeBron in Northeast Ohio, but still, a relationship nonetheless. One that could be like Kobe's relationship with LA, or Duncan's with San Antonio, or Dirk's with Dallas. Guys that, in Kobe's case, been 20 years with one franchise, and with Duncan and Dirk, soon to be 20 years. That kind of deep relationship means when you can win a championship, if you can, it has much, much more meaning. And second, the harder road is the better road. To toil, to suffer, to fail, ups and downs, that's when victory pays off. If there's a sense that you signed up for an easy championship, it diminishes it. And that's another reason LeBron's 2 in Miami simply aren't worth what 1 in Cleveland is. He teamed up with his buddies in a super team and they won, and bravo for them. I don't begrudge you wanting to play with your friends. But when you do that, it's just not the same as when you toil up and down forever with a team and eventually win. Going to Golden State would be the easy path for Durant. Stay in Oklahoma City. It'll mean more.
So you think that championships are elevated because it makes you feel better? Is that what you're trying to tell me?
Yes, I do.
Really?
Yes.
And you know this how?
This,
You see, here's the deal,
I got
Will.
like 9 belts. Today I got 3.
Here's the deal.
Just on the show.
Keep dreaming. Here's the deal, Will. There is no doubt that LeBron James' championship in Cleveland is the greatest feeling of his career. But let's not minimize Miami. First of all, you need to get to South Beach more. I'm quite sure your feelings will be just a touch different, just a touch. Secondly, and more importantly, let's also remember something here. That when LeBron went to Miami, the title had eluded him. His legacy was being tainted significantly. There was the loss to the Spurs in 07. Then he goes to Miami, and then the expectations of the Big Three and the celebration prior to when he first arrived there in that July. And then ultimately to get to the postseason and to have it evaded because you're Dallas Mavericks. And with Rick Carlisle and Dirk Nowitzki and the crew and J.J. Barea and those boys, and ultimately knocked him off, and LeBron James was as small as he had ever been in his professional career. because that title eluded him when he finally beat Oklahoma City, that was a very significant thing. So even though it wasn't ideal and it didn't fit as great as Cleveland did this week and yesterday with that parade, he didn't know that yet. So winning that first championship, no matter where it came from, meant a great deal, because ultimately it felt good to be a champion. It felt great to be recognized as a champion, and more importantly, in today's day and age with Twitter, Facebook, and beyond, and all of the other stuff that comes with it, they were able to market themselves exponentially. And LeBron James, even though he was a global brand before, he became iconic, because when in 2008 they played in the Olympics and they all sat down with Kobe let them know, look, the championship is it. Because when they went to Shanghai, you thought you would see all of these posters of Yao Ming. There were posters of Kobe, because he was the champion, and that's why they had a lot to do with him going to South Beach. So what I'm saying to you is that although I agree with you that Oklahoma City should be the place for him to be, it's for only one reason and one reason only. They are already a championship caliber team. Where the hell are you going? It's not that he would be wrong to leave, to go to Golden State or San Antonio or Miami or someplace else. It's that he would be wrong to depart from a championship contender when you are a superstar in this league, and there's no excuse, because if you're everything you're supposed to be, you should be enough to propel Oklahoma City to the title.
I think we agree.
That's different.
I think
we agree, but for different reasons is what I'm saying. That happens on the show sometimes.
I understand we're running out of time. Two simple questions, okay? Are all championships worth the same value?
It depends.
On what? The individual winning them?
The individual wanting them.
But you know they have different value to some people then. So would it be easier if he left? To Golden State at least?
To Golden State it would be worse, but what if he went to Miami?
All right, well.
We gotta leave it there. More First Take.
Or New York.
After the break. Will, making us think.
First Take is presented by Bass Pro Shops. Your adventure starts here. And in part by Jose Cuervo Tradicional, making 100% agave tequila for over 220 years. Please drink responsibly. And Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance.
A lot of people trying to beat down Stephen A. today, but earlier in the show, Coach Cal asked who won the debate, and when it's Coach Cal, you ask and you shall receive. So we had a Twitter poll. Here's what our First Take fam had to say. The people are with him right here. Stephen A. Smith won. Close margin, though, 54%.
It shouldn't have been that close. It's just people wanting to hate on me. Maybe one of these days I might give somebody out there the pleasure of getting beat down on me across the street. We might have a contest one day if they think they can mess around.
Fans?
Yeah, I might do that.
You should do
I might do that. I'll think about it.